So the last thing to do in this tutorial series for the introduction is show you what outline versus preview mode is, how to orient or reorient your page, as well as flyouts. Now, I briefly showed you flyouts in the last video by way of showing you that flyout for the align tool. Okay, you've got them for every single, well, pretty much every single option in Illustrator. We've got flyouts here, so our little triangle next to an object, or sorry, a symbol in the tool palette, it means that there's other things in there. And on this side where you can see the 4 lines, it means there's also something else in there. Oftentimes you'll see the default view rather, and you've actually got to show options to, well, you've got to click on the flyout to see what some of the other options are. So let's go ahead and tick that. I've shown you that. Okay, how to orient or reorient your page if you've set it up wrong or incorrectly, or you just wanted to change it. So once you've got your document set up, you can either go to document setup there. If you can't find that, you go file menu, document setup, you go edit artboards, and now we can change it from portrait to landscape mode if we want to do so. You'll also notice that it has actually changed it from this reference point there. Okay, by and large, that's just because I've changed my reference point, but by and large it will do it from the center. Okay, so it's going to orient it from the center. This is actually a really useful thing to understand, the reference point. We'll come to that in future tutorials. Once you've finished with this, you'll still see that I've got my dashed line. Just hit escape and that will bring you back to your artwork. Now, in the other tutorial, I showed you how to evenly distribute this, but now that I've got my object over it, if I didn't have smart guides on, you wouldn't know that this was a separate object to this. Okay, you'd be forgiven for thinking this is one long piece. What we're going to do is actually go to the view menu and go to the outline mode, because you can actually see there's a couple more things going on. Number 1, we've got our artboard. Number 2, we've got our guides that we made, and if we just hide our guides, so guides, hide guides, which is command semicolon. Okay, there's less things on the page, but we can still see our artboard. Now we can actually see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 elements or objects on our page, as opposed to when I looked at this and thought that there was only 2. Now, you've created your artwork, you're the owner of it, you know what's going on. But sometimes you might have something, you know, that has, let's say, if this shared a line and you can't really see what's going on here, view outline, now you can actually see that there is a separation and that we can actually change things. Okay, see this, how sure I can see a thin white line, but zoomed out I can't really tell, but I can actually see that in this view there's actually something else going on. It's actually really, it'll come in handy in future tutorials and in future artworks, even if it doesn't come up again in a tutorial. So, reorient, yes. Outline versus preview mode, fantastic.